Hello everyone. In this video I'll let you know how to add your own class objects into the tree set. Means let's say if you want to make your own custom class like circle class, rectangle class, or person class, or any other class, and you want to add its objects into the tree set, okay, then you cannot directly add those objects inside the tree set, because uh, how how the Java how the tree set will compare two objects and sort them accordingly. Okay, the point here is the tree set has the property to sort the objects. Okay, and if you do not provide the sorting logic, how will it sort it? That's why you directly cannot add those objects inside the tree set until you provide the comparison logic also to sort those objects. Okay, so to sort those objects, we need to provide the comparison logic which is present in the comparable interface. This interface needs to be inherited in your custom class. Okay, so Java comparable interface is used to order the objects, means sort the objects of user defined class. Okay, this is what I said, you need to inherit it. It is actually present in java.lang package, the comparable interface. Okay, it is present in by default java.lang package and contains only one method which you need to implement. You know that whenever you inherit the interface, you have to implement its methods also. So there is one method residing inside it, and the name of that method is compare to. Okay, compare to, decapitalized. Okay, and this is the full syntax. Okay, public int means it will return an integer value, positive, negative, or zero value. This is the logic we are going to provide. And compare to method. And one more thing, comparable interface is also of type generic. So when you are inheriting the comparable interface inside a particular class, you have to specify the type of the comparable interface, like comparable interface of type string or type person, just like how you mention it inside the array list, like array list of type string, array list of type integer, and so on. Similarly, while inheriting the comparable, you have to mention the type t. If you don't mention the type, by default that t becomes object. Okay, that's why it is mentioned here object. Otherwise, by default at the background it is t. T means you will specify the type. If you don't specify the type while inheriting, so t becomes automatically as object, which is the root of all Java classes. Okay, so that's why directly it's written here object if you don't provide the type while inheriting the comparable interface. You just saw in my video that, and I told you, the wrapper classes and the string classes, they already implement the comparable interface and their objects can directly be added inside the tree set. So you don't provide the comparison logic while adding the objects of these classes into the tree set. But when you make your own class, like person class or book class or circle class, whatever, then you have to provide the comparison logic inside your class, which will be used by the tree set to sort the objects. Okay, if while adding those objects inside the tree set will see in your custom class that is there any comparison logic inside it, with the help of which I'll be sorting the elements. If it does not find that, then that will result in runtime error. Okay, so it will actually find the compare to method. Does your class contain compare to method? If no, then it will throw a runtime error that I cannot compare the two objects. How can I sort the elements? That's my property. That's what the tree set says. Okay, let's see an example. I've already built a code for you. See, I have built a book class here. Okay, it is having some instance variables ID, name, author, publisher, and quantity, and these all instance variables I'm initializing it using parameterized constructor, as you can see here. Okay, so let's first of all try one thing. I'll try to make some objects of book class and add those objects inside the tree set. So let's come down. I have made some objects of the book class, initialize them with the parameterized constructor, as you can see. Okay, then what I'm doing is making a tree set object. I'm saying that I want to add the book class object inside it, so I'm providing a type here, tree set of type book. Tree is equal to new tree set of type book. Okay, now I'm adding all the three elements, tree.add b1, tree.add b2, tree.add b3. okay, and after that this is just a for loop to print one by one the details of every book object, as you saw in my last video also, using the for each loop. Let's try to see. And first of all, it will throw the runtime error at this point. You try to add an object inside the tree set. Okay, it will just see that okay, you are trying to add the object b1, which is of book class. Does the book class has any comparison logic inside it? Means it will try to find the compare method. Means it'll in summary, it'll just see that does the book class implements comparable interface, because the comparable interface has comparison logic, comparison method, with the help of which I can sort the elements. Okay, so right now the comparison logic is not there, so this particular line will throw an error when I try to add the objects inside the tree set. So let's see this. Okay, that's an error, runtime error. Okay, so class cast exception. In short, I won't go into the detail. I would just say that it was unable to find the comparison logic. Means it simply says that okay, the object which you are adding into the tree set, that class is not implementing the comparable interface. Okay, so how can I compare the objects to sort the elements? That's my property. So let's provide the comparison logic here. Okay, comparison logic means this class should implements comparable interface, and that's as I say, that's a generic type, so I have to provide comparison logic of comparable interface of book type, means the same type here. Right now it's giving error. It's saying that okay, comparable interface is having a method called compare to, you're not implementing that. So let's implement that. Public int compare to, T capital, and that's book, call it B. Okay, so I have to provide some comparison logic here based on which these elements will be sorted. So you can sort on any basis. So let's say I want to sort these elements on the basis of this ID. So I'll provide the logic. If, see, this method is asking me to return some integer, positive, negative or 0, based on which it will swap, you can say sort of swap the elements and bring the elements in ascending order. Okay, so let's see this. If ID greater than, if you can say this dot ID, either you write this dot ID, okay, or you just write ID here. Okay, if this dot ID is equal to whatever object you pass to me, I'll compare that object's ID also. Okay, if that is greater, if this ID is greater than the object which you are passing me, that's ID, then return positive value. Else if this dot ID less than b dot ID, then return the negative value. Okay, else return 0, means if they are equal, do nothing. Okay, so this is the comparison logic which is asking me return either a positive value, negative value, or something 0, based on which I'll be doing something at the background to either swap or not swap the elements. Okay, as we are inside the tree set, so definitely means we are inside the tree data structure, so definitely it might not be swapping the elements, So what it must be doing at the background is, if I'm returning a positive value, so if I'm returning a positive value, so at the background it might be constructing the in order traversal of the binary search tree, the tree. So you know that if we call the in order traversal of a tree, then it sorts the element or prints the elements in the ascending order. Okay, if I return negative, okay, then means overall the logic is either you return a positive, negative, or zero value. Zero means do nothing. Okay, so first of all, let's see, does it work? Now I have performed the I have given the comparison logic. Use this comparison logic. Okay, yes, it worked now. So see, on the basis of ID, the elements got sorted. All the data has been provided on the sorted on the basis of ID. So it might have called in order traversing. Okay, so you could reverse the logic by saying -1. Okay, if the first element is greater than the second element, first element ID is greater than the second element ID, then return -1, otherwise return +1 or return 0. Accordingly, it will print in the descending order. Okay, so it depends on your logic what you provide here. Okay, so one point to understand is, at the background the tree set might be calling this compare to function like this, b1, where b1 is the one object, dot compare to, where b2 is the second object. Okay, that's why you can decipher this particular line as b1.id greater than b2.id. So it might be calling it like this. Okay, then after that it might be calling this method like this, b2.compare to b3. After that it is again calling the method b3.compare with b4, and so on. Okay, so this is how the logic might be going at the background. Okay, so this is the main point here. Provide the comparison logic compare to method with the help of which you can sort the elements. Okay, you can change this logic if you want to sort it on the basis of name or sort it on the basis of quantity. You can provide your own logic here, but remember, as this method wants you to return an integer value, so return a positive value or a negative value or a zero value. Okay, based on which the elements will be sorted accordingly. Okay, now let's see, there is also a second method in order to provide the comparison logic, that is with the help of comparator interface. Okay, comparator interface. So comparator interface, let's see about this. First I talked about comparable interface. Now another kind of interface is comparator interface. The names are quite similar, comparable, comparator. Okay, and their methods are also quite similar. Okay, now this comparator has a method called compare and not compare to. Okay, and it accepts two arguments. Okay, this is the difference here. It is also in java.util. It is actually in java.util package and not in java.lang package. Okay, so comparator is present in java.util package if you want to use it. It actually has two methods, compare method and equals method. Okay, you will see that you just have to implement the compare method and you do not have to implement the equal methods. I'll tell you later on. Okay, but let's first of all see this. Okay, coming back to our previous program, let's say you see that, okay, I do not want to provide the comparison logic in my class, and I don't want to ruin my class by providing a comparison logic inside my own class. I don't want to do this. Okay, I don't want to ruin my class by providing a comparison logic inside it. So tell me some another method with the help of which my class is not ruined by adding the comparison logic here. Okay, so there is another method. Let me show you the code. Let's build it. Actually, let's call it comparison logic. Okay, comparison logic 1, you can say, implements comparable, and it is also of generic type. I have to tell it, okay, that should be of type book, and it is giving error saying that you are not implementing the method. So let's implement that. Public int compare, it has a method called compare which will take two arguments of the same type I'm mentioning here, book type. Book, call it b1 comma book, call it b2. Okay, and the logic is same. If b1.id greater than b2.id, then return a positive value. Else if b1.id less than b2.id, then return a negative value. Okay, else return 0. Else return 0, do nothing, sort of. Okay, this is the logic, right? Oh, wait a minute, no, just a rectification, not comparable, sorry, comparator logic, because I'm talking about comparator, right? So I'm correcting myself. Implements comparator, and it has a method called compare. Okay, so I have built a comparison logic in a separate class. Now the point is, how do I provide this comparison logic to the tree set, to this particular tree set? Because right now the tree set is not having any particular logic to compare the elements, because if I directly run this, it will again throw me a runtime error that's saying, okay, I do not have comparison logic, provide me the comparison logic. Okay, so in the constructor, now I'm using the third constructor where I provide the comparison logic object. New, what was the name of the class? Comparison logic 1. I provide its object. Okay, tree set, use a constructor, parameterized constructor, where I am providing the object of that class which contains the comparison logic based on which you can sort these elements. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so I got it. The answer is same. Okay, now the advantage of this thing is that comparator is that you can provide more than one comparison logic to the tree set, meaning that for one particular tree set, for one particular tree, you can provide one comparison logic, let's say based on ID, and let's say I want to build another tree, okay, with the same elements, but its comparison logic should be based on name. The sorting should be based on name. So I'm copying the logic and I'm pasting it here. Let's call it tree 2. I'm implementing tree 2, okay, and adding the same elements. I'm constructing the second tree with the same elements, okay, right? And now I'll change the comparison logic to new comparison logic 2. I'll make the second comparison logic, means what I'll say, I'll provide, copy this code, paste it here, comparison logic 2. Okay, so now compare them not on the basis of ID but on the basis of name, where name is a string. So I cannot just say b1.name greater than b2.name. Can I say that? No, I can't say that. Okay, so means I have to use some inbuilt method to compare the two strings. So what that thing is, b1.name dot compare to method. This is an inbuilt method of a string in order to compare one string with another string. b1.name.compare to b2. After comparing b1 and b2, if the value is greater than 0, okay, then return positive value. Something is going wrong here, just a minute. Oh yeah, b1.name.compare to b2.name. okay, the name of b1, let me put the bracket for your understanding, b1.name.compare to b2.name. compare name of b1 with the name of b2. If the value is greater than 0, return a positive value. Okay, the same logic I can use here, copy, paste it here. If it is less than 0, okay, b1 dot name, compare this string dot compare to with the second string. If the value, if one string is less than the last string, then use and return -1, otherwise do nothing. Okay, so I'll be printing first tree with the same elements, okay, with the comparison logic 1. Comparison logic 1 sorts them with ID. I've implemented second tree, but comparison logic I'm providing based on name, okay, name, this particular name, okay, so that they are separated. So let me add some line here, println. Okay, let's see the output of both the trees. Okay, first tree based on ID it is sorted, okay, and second tree based on the name it is sorted, but it feels like it's sorting on ID. So let me change the value to let you know. Instead of 233, let's call it 533. Let's see. Let's say 233 and 5 here, so that I can see different output. Okay, so you can see different output. First of all is based on ID, it is sorting on the basis of ID, and the second one, it is sorting on the basis of the name, okay, dictionary wise. Okay, now you can see this. So the advantage of comparator is you can provide as many logic as you want. For one tree you can provide one logic, for second tree you can provide another sorting logic. But if you use comparable interface in contrast, which you have to implement in that class only, okay, then you have to work with one logic only. So it doesn't matter how many tree you are building, tree 1, tree 2, tree 3, all of the trees will use the same logic. So that's the difference between the two. Okay, so do you want to use comparable or do you want to use comparator? Okay, so these are the summary points of comparator interface. So I have already discussed with you all these 3 points, so you can pause the video and read them again. And I also told you that it has 2 methods. Comparator interface has 2 methods, compare and equals. But you just saw that I did not implement the equals method. How was it still working? And for that you need to see this note here. The equals method is also defined by the object class, and object class is by default inherited by all the classes. So this class is object class is implementing the equals class already, okay, and therefore you will not get any compile error key like you have not implemented the equals method. You are inheriting the comparator interface, you are not implementing the equals method. That error you will not get, okay, because that is already by default being implemented by the object class. Okay, that object class you are already inheriting it by default, even if you don't write the syntax. That's why you don't get the error for not implementing the equals method. Okay, so now you can have a look at the another example here, where I am providing the comparison logic using comparator in a separate class. I want to add string. Okay, so I want to if I do not use, now you already know that for adding the string inside the tree set, I do not need to provide the comparison logic, but by default they will be sorted in ascending order. What if I want to sort them in descending order? That's why I'm giving my own comparison logic here using the comparator. Okay, so what I'm doing here, public int compare to, I'm implementing this method of type string. So what I'm saying, bstr.compare to astr. Okay, so this is the method I used in my demonstration also. Okay, so it will return positive, negative or 0 value. So see, I just switched the two values here. So if you write astr.compare to bstr, okay, then this logic will be sorted in ascending order. If you write astr.compare to bstr, okay, sorry, if you write bstr dot compare to astr, the whole logic will be printed in descending order. So those who do not know, compare to method returns a positive, negative or a zero value. So that's why this is a concise line, a very specific line here. Return some value from this particular thing. Okay, and this comparator object I am providing inside the tree set object. Now another example, this I leave it as an exercise for you, so have a look at this, what is being done here. Okay, I want to add the rectangle class in the tree set, and the comparison logic I am providing is the rectangles objects should be sorted according to the perimeter, sorry. Okay, there are two things, area and perimeter. They should be sorted according to the perimeter. This is the comparison logic I provided using the comparator. Okay, okay. And the last example, the comparator can be used with the array list also. So here let's say I'm making an employee class. There are some attributes here. This is the constructor to initialize the values, and this is the getSet method for initializing the name and fetching the name. This is the getSet method for initializing and fetching the salary, and this is a toString method to print the details of the object, and this is the comparison logic. Comparison logic using the comparator of type EMPL, that's the name of the class. Okay, and I am providing the comparison logic on the basis of salary. e1.getSalary is less than e2.getSalary, then return a positive value, or else return a negative value. Okay, so means on the basis of salary the objects should be sorted. Now see the main function, how you will use it. So see this, array list EMPL is equal to list is equal to new array list. You can use list also, that's the parent reference variable. So list, this is I'm using list.add, adding one employee object, adding second employee object directly, adding third employee object, okay, adding fourth employee object. And now to sort the array list, I provide this line. This is an important line, collections. Okay, this is an inbuilt class dot sort, and its inbuilt method, one of the method is sort, and in the first argument provide the collection object. The collection object is array list. Okay, sort this array list. Okay, and in the second argument you provide the comparison logic, comparator, which I use at the background. So I made the object of comparator object, comparison logic object, and provide it into the second argument. So when you print the array list, it will be sorted according to the salary of the employees. Okay, and see the last logic here, last point here, if EMPL class implements comparable interface, okay, then we do not need to provide the second argument in the collections.sort method. Okay, means if that class, EMPL class, was implementing the comparable interface, then you do not need to write this particular thing. The comparison logic is already there. Then you had to provide only collections.sort list, and that's it. Otherwise, if you are providing the comparison logic in some another class, then you had to write the second logic, the second argument also. Okay, that's the meaning of these 2 points. Okay, that's all about the comparator and comparable difference between these two interfaces. At last, before leaving, overall the difference between comparable interface and comparator interface is these: first point, second point, third point, fourth point, and the fifth point. That's one. feel free to pause the video in order to see what's the difference between them. Okay, so this is just as a summary I'm providing it to you. That's it.